Hey everyone, I'm Danny, and I bet you all know that the Judeo-Christian traditions have done a great deal to shape Western civilization. But I bet you don't know that both of these two religions, even though they're vastly different in their beliefs, they both use the exact same 4 steps or 4 things to get their religion started and to ensure that they would still be going for us today, thousands of years later. And if any one of these 4 things weren't used, well, those religions wouldn't exist today, or at least they wouldn't exist in the understanding we have of them and the expression of them into the world today. So, starting off, the first thing that both of these religions used to get started was a man who had absolute power over the people. And for Judaism, this was Moses. For Christianity, it was Constantine the Great. Moses had been raised as a Pharaoh's grandson, and he was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. He probably could have been Pharaoh. And of course, Constantine the Great rose to power as the most powerful man on earth by the sword. The second thing is, when both of these men received the story of God, who God is, how God relates to us, the thou shalt and the thou shalt nots, and if we shout when we should have shout notted, well, the wrath of God may fall upon us. Now, the third thing both of these religions used was, in order to teach and to enforce the law of God, the story of God, upon a group of people that are largely illiterate, a hierarchy consisting of priests and judges were set up. And the law commanded the people, the parents, to teach their children to fear God, obey the law, and obey the priest. And number 4 would be the threat of punishment for those who don't believe or don't obey, or those who think for themselves. Because if it was purely voluntary, probably most people would say, nah, I'm not really interested in joining the religion. But if you can be stoned or burned at the stake, it's like suddenly, oh, you know what, that religious system, it looks pretty good, so I think I'm going to join. And of course, we teach our children to believe in the system, and the system can be very comforting. I'm not saying that there aren't good-hearted people and that the systems haven't done good things for humanity, and the sacraments and rituals and festivals are just extremely meaningful. But this is why it continues to go on. And the teaching the children who are born into this, they don't know any different. And the people who set up these systems knew this, because the Catholics, the Jesuits, had a saying that said, give me a child until he's 7 years old and I'll give you the man, because by then the conditioning is going to be the subconscious program that runs that child's life will have been established. So this is why once any system of belief has been fully accepted as truth and reality by one generation of people, and it's fully integrated into the social and economic life of the empire or the nation or tribe or culture, well, it becomes a self-perpetuating system of belief that is passed from parent to child, and it's going to continue on. New children are born, they go into the system, they teach it to their children, and it continues until we see how the system works at shaping our perception of reality. And then we can break free, and it's like Neo in the Matrix, you know, seeing it. And this is the truth that can set us free. So if this makes sense to you, if it resonates, and you think this message is something that needs to be shared, well, do me a favor and click subscribe and share this message, and maybe we can do a little bit of reshaping the world. What do you say?